Well, Miami narrowly upset Toronto, so it's time to kill their hopes. It's also going to be interesting to see if Kansas City will stop imploding against Houston. We'll get a nice AFC Championship rematch from the old days, or if Houston will finally make it to the AFC Championship for the first time. Our offender has grown immensely. See if he's any better than last time we played him.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is a special edition of the Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on
Vikings
offense.
were upset.
And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game
Bad rookie season.
was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Oh, Kansas City at least made it close. This will be the first time in this franchise run that the Texans have been in the playoffs.
He takes this for 3
See
to the
what they do
29.
there. Or to the AFC Championship. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up against us there. Normally they go out in the division roll around against us.
Victory from a week ago. And last week in that victory, they were pretty good. Probably a pretty easy film session, I would imagine.
And after
Watch
a
me lose this
performance
game
like
after I
that,
say
so many
that.
people think you just roll into film, take your popcorn, kick back, and enjoy the show because they played well. I can just tell you from experience, after a win is when coaches come down on you harder. Because they want to emphasize all the mistakes that happened. Because you won, you're in a good mood. They want to bring you back to earth. Oftentimes you walk out of there and you ask your teammate, did we win last week?
So my assumption was wrong. I learned something. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. This will be fielded at the 17. A strong running. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
All right, here we go.
Now back to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Ready to get my O-line back. What they do?
So far,
My top-tier O-line back. What did they do? Give up a tackle the
Probably
first
not
pass.
how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. They'll set up a throw. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And this one hits at the 1, continues
nothing
on into the
Petrie
end
could have done
zone
there.
for a touchback.
It's just a bad down.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Back to throw. Evans. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now, what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Wide open receiver complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there? You got it. The benefits of practice.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 5 here to start things out.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
He'll look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Elliott now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum? Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39, green.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Well, that looked for a second
God
like
dang
it
it,
might take it
Powell.
all
You
the way,
haven't
but
gotten
as it
their way.
stands, it's still
That
a
was a home
massive
free
return. And the
TD.
Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. And now out come the Steelers. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Hurry up, here we go.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. He'll look to throw, try to lay one up deep. It's caught at the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. In for the score. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. in this amount of time. I think it was a two-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that. Zero off the board. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Here's Evans on 1st and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Back to throw is Evans. Throwing on 3rd and long. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
Wait, I called for a fair catch. He bounced off my helmet. He could tackle me?
It sort of
Confusion.
feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it. Somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. They go play action here on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
I'm gonna let the clock run out because I can't call a timeout, and this is gonna get returned.
And they're not going to get the snap off. This might back him out of field goal range.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set him back 5.
Still 1st down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll throw now on the final play. And that is incomplete. So it's on to halftime of this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This fourth and final matchup on this divisional round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to Saturday's AFC divisional round game. And it's the Houston Texans who are not done yet as they knock off the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, in our game, we've got one half remaining to find out who goes on to the AFC title game. And to bring it all to you, let's send it back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive.